Welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into one of the greatest stories ever told throughout history, the story of the Trojan War. This ancient Greek epic, drawn from Homer's Iliad, isn't just a war between peoples. It's a tale of forbidden love, betrayal, heroism, and revenge that spans a full 10 years. Imagine a city under siege, heroes fighting like gods, and wooden horses filled with surprises. This story isn't pure fiction. It's inspired by real historical events discovered in modern-day Turkey, and it's circulated in films like Troy starring Brad Pitt, books and plays. If you're ready for a long, thrilling journey, sit back comfortably and let me tell you the full story, step by step, as if we're living it together. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical epics. Part 1. The Spark That Ignited the Fire. The story of Paris and Helen deep in history. Around the 12th century BCE, the city of Troy, located on the western coast of Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey, was the jewel of the Black Sea. Its high walls, built, according to legend, by the god Apollo himself, protected priceless treasures, gold, grain, and trade routes dominating the seas. King Priam, ruler of Troy, was the father of 50 sons, the most prominent being Hector, the brave one nicknamed Guardian of the City, and Paris, the handsome son born under ominous prophecies. Years before the war broke out, a strange story unfolded in the realm of the gods. At the wedding feast of the hero Peleus and the goddess Thetis, Eris, the goddess of discord, threw a golden apple inscribed, "For the fairest." 3 goddesses competed for it, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. To resolve the dispute, the matter was referred to Paris, the Trojan prince, who was tending sheep in the mountains. Hera offered him power, Athena wisdom, and Aphrodite the most beautiful woman in the world. Paris chose Aphrodite, who promised him Helen, the Spartan queen, the most beautiful wife in the world. Helen was no ordinary beauty. She was the daughter of Zeus, the supreme god, and married to King Menelaus, brother of King Agamemnon, who ruled all the Greeks. During a diplomatic visit to Troy, Paris fell in love with Helen. With Aphrodite's help, Helen fled with him to Troy, leaving behind her furious husband. This abduction, or lover's escape, depending on the telling, lit the fuse of the war. Menelaus cried out, "I will burn Troy to ashes to reclaim my wife." And so, Agamemnon gathered 1,000 Greek ships, filled with heroes like Achilles, Odysseus, and Ajax, and sailed toward Troy. The beginning was at Aulis, where the Greeks landed and set up a massive camp besieging the city. But the war didn't start easily. The winds didn't blow for the Greek fleet, so Agamemnon consulted the priestess Calchas for advice. She revealed that the cause was the anger of the goddess Artemis, who demanded the sacrifice of his daughter Iphigenia. Agamemnon hesitated, but he had no choice. He slaughtered his daughter on the altar of the winds. Thus, the ships set sail and reached the shores of Troy, where Protesilaus, one of Priam's sons, was killed in the first blood spilled. Part 2. 10 Years of Blood and Heroes. The events of the Iliad. As the years passed, Troy turned into a besieged prison. The high walls, reinforced with stone towers, repelled every Greek assault. Hector, Paris's older brother, led the Trojan army in swift raids outside the city, plundering Greek camps and burning ships. The Greeks, meanwhile, suffered from hunger and disease, and Agamemnon ruled with an iron fist, sparking mutinies. The shining star on the Greek side was Achilles, son of the goddess Thetis and King Peleus, who was invulnerable except for the heel of his foot. The famous Achilles' heel. Achilles wasn't just a warrior, he was lightning fast, beast strong. At first, Agamemnon took Achilles' war prize, the girl Briseis, which enraged Achilles. He refused to fight, declaring, "Without me, I'll sit in my tent and watch my brothers die." Without Achilles, the Greeks lost many battles. Hector, aided by his brother Paris, who fought with Apollo's divine bow, destroyed 12 Greek ships in a single day. But the gods always intervened. Zeus, king of the gods, favored the Trojans because of Priam, while Hera and Athena sided with the Greeks. Aphrodite protected Paris, and Apollo sent plagues upon the Greeks. In one battle, Hector killed Achilles' friend Patroclus, who wore Achilles' armor to deceive the enemy. When Achilles learned of it, he exploded in rage. He roared, I will drink Hector's blood. Donning his gleaming armor, forged by the god Hephaestus, he charged into battle like a storm. The battle between Achilles and Hector was one of the war's greatest moments. Outside Troy's walls, Achilles chased Hector 3 times around the city, while his mother Andromache wept from the ramparts. Hector said to his brother, "Paris, you are the cause of this destruction." But he faced Achilles bravely. Hector hurled his spear, but it rebounded. Then Achilles stabbed him in the throat. He dragged Hector's body behind his chariot 3 times around the city, while Helen cried, "O gods, what have I brought upon this place?" In the end, Achilles spared the body and allowed Priam to bury it, in a rare moment of humanity amid the savagery. During these years, epic side battles unfolded. Ajax the Greater, the giant, fought Hector in a legendary duel that ended in a draw. Odysseus, the clever king of Ithaca, devised psychological warfare tactics, like building a wall around the camp. Paris, fighting from afar with his bow, eventually killed Achilles with a hidden arrow to his heel, the only weak spot on his body. Achilles died crying, "The world will never forget me." And so the Greeks lost their greatest hero, but despair did not overcome them. The Trojans, for their part, suffered inside the walls. King Priam governed wisely, but hunger gnawed at the people. Helen, the beautiful cause, wandered the balconies, feeling guilty as Priam's sons died for her. One day she said, "If I had known my love would bring destruction, I would never have left Sparta." Paris, who had become a devoted husband, tried to reassure her, but he knew fate was closing in. Part 3. The Ingenious Deception, the Trojan Horse, and the City's End. After Achilles' death, the Greeks collapsed. 10 years had passed, and the siege continued without victory. In a council meeting, Odysseus proposed his famous idea. "We will build a giant wooden horse, place our best men inside it, and inscribe it, 'A gift to Athena.' We will pretend to retreat, and the Trojans will take the gift into the city." Everyone agreed, despite Ajax's doubts. They built the horse in one night, enormous, 3 stories tall, carved from pine wood, with the inscription on its side, "The Greeks return home." In the morning, the Greeks burned their camp and sailed away, or so it seemed. The Trojans shouted from the walls, "The war is over." Priam opened the gates and dragged the horse to the city's center as a symbol of triumph. They celebrated a mad night, dancing, drinking, and singing. Helen danced with the women, and Paris raised his cup. But inside the horse, 30 Greek warriors hid, led by Odysseus, listening to the festivities in silence. At midnight, the Greeks emerged quietly from the horse. They killed the guards and opened the gates for the ships that had secretly returned. The Greek army poured into the streets, burning and slaying. Hector would have cried from the grave, if he were alive, the trick. Old King Priam fought in his palace, but was killed at Zeus's own altar. Helen found Menelaus, who raised his sword to kill her, but her beauty stopped him, and he forgave her. Paris died in the battle, struck by Philoctetes' arrow. Troy burned for days. The women were taken as slaves, and the children sold. Andromache, Hector's widow, was carried off to Greece, and her son Astyanax was thrown from the walls to prevent him from seeking revenge. The Greeks returned as heroes, but they didn't live happily. Odysseus wandered for another 10 years, and Agamemnon was killed by his wife upon his return. Conclusion: lessons from the ashes of Troy. The Trojan War ended, but its story did not. It's a tale of how love can destroy empires, and how heroism turns to tragedy. Was Helen worth all this blood? Was Achilles a hero or a madman? These questions make the story timeless. Today, at the site of Hisarlik in Turkey, remnants of the walls stand as witnesses to the historical truth. Thanks for following this long epic. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends and tell me in the comments, which hero do you prefer, Achilles or Hector? Don't forget to subscribe for more war stories like the War of the Roses or the Battle of Stalingrad. See you in the next video.